So welcome everyone. My name is Luke Bwangole, student of University of Maryland Eastern Shore, a graduate student in cybersecurity engineering. So I'll be presenting to you today my research work on the topic why do people become cyber criminals and what motivates people to become cyber criminals except money. So this is very interesting because the common man, the ordinary citizen out there want to think that only financial considerations are factors why people become cyber criminals, but that's not the case. But to begin with, it's very important to understand who a cyber criminal is or what cyber crime. So that you'll find on my literature review a few definitions out there for who a cyber criminal is or what cyber crime. But that which is outstanding to me is that of Temi. So according to Temi, the motivation of a hacker will determine if they are a criminal or not. This is so because the word hacker has been misused in the past to often refer to a cyber criminal. Because of this misuse of this word, some cybersecurity professionals would rather use the word attacker for someone who penetrates an information system or a network for malicious intentions, while associating the word ethical hacker to an IT professional with legitimate and explicit authority to penetrate a network or a system in search of vulnerabilities. Going by Temi's view, an individual or group of individuals that penetrate the system without the explicit authority of the system owners is considered a cyber criminal. So, going by the motivation of cybercrime, the first I have is competition. So, according to Temi, again, getting into a manufacturer system can be very valuable. So, be valuable either or whether in getting IP addresses or to blackmail the company or come offer competitive intelligence or to create a public relation nightmare, a sabotage for a competitor. This is typically risky for industries with complex intellectual property at their core. Pharmaceuticals, resource extractions, high-tech manufacturing are some of the major industries that are targets to these types of motivated cyber attacks. In a competition motivated cyber attacks, hackers look for secrets they or their employees can use for competitive advantage. An example of such attack was the ThyssenKrupp cyber attack of Germany in 2016, where a steel manufacturing company called ThyssenKrupp had has technical secrets stolen by organized, highly professional hackers located in Southeast Asia. So the second motivation of cyber criminals is political motivation. Similar to competition motivated cyber attacks, political motivated cyber attacks are attacks that are specifically carried out in order to achieve a political gain or advantage. In most politically motivated cyber attacks, information is stolen and is used to discredit a political opponent. Most politically motivated attacks are either state sponsored or sponsored by opposition of the victim. An example of a politically motivated cyber attack was the US Democratic Party breach of 2016. In this attack, private emails of Democratic National Committee were stolen by a Russian government-sponsored hacking group called GRU. These emails were later released on the website of WikiLeaks, damaging the campaign efforts of the Democratic Party in the run for the 2016 US presidential election. The next motivation for cybercrime is hacktivists. Hacktivists are a group of individuals that use computer-based technologies such as hacking as a form of civil disobedience to either promote a political agenda or social change. Hacktivists are typically motivated by a cause that may range from embarrassing celebrities, emphasizing human rights, or to waking up a corporation to its vulnerabilities, or to going after a group whose ideology they do not agree with. Activists may steal data that is very sensitive and make it public over the internet under the canopy of freedom of speech. They may also achieve their goals by engaging in activities that may deny legitimate users access to internet resources by way of launching distributed denial of service attacks. For instance, in March of 2019, CrowdStrike, a cybersecurity firm, observed that a hacktivist group launched a distributed denial of service attack against the office of the President of Sudan on March 1st, 2019. These attacks were a reflection of the political unrest in the country at that time that later resulted to the arrest of the then President al-Bashir on April 11, 2019. The next motivation for cybercrime is peer recognition and ego. A report from Pegnota indicated that a sense of accomplishment is completing a challenge and providing oneself to peers are a major motivation why some people involved in cybercrime. She further stated that reports from the UK's National Crimes Agency, that the NCA, showed that people are not only motivated by finances to commit cyber crimes, but some people are engaged in cyber crimes because of the recognition they will get from their peers, popularity in the forums they belong to, and a sense of success. David Dworkin, an 18-year-old high school student who spent 10 to 15 hours between classes on his laptop hacking US Defense Department website, was motivated by recognition. Instead of facing the law for what he did, he was praised by the Ashkater, the then Secretary of Defense, for finding vulnerabilities in their system before adversaries did. Those motivated by ego, on the other hand, usually derive satisfaction by creating codes and penetrating network systems. The next motivation for cybercrime is sense of impunity. A feeling that cyber crime or cyber hacking isn't a crime in the traditional sense is one motivates some people to actually engage in this activity, especially teenagers. Pognota further explained that according to NCA, that's the UK's National Crime Agency, British teenagers who get involved in cybercrime wouldn't get involved in traditional crimes based on the lack of prior convictions among the country's cyber attackers. That's there's no history of conviction of major cyber attackers in the UK, so that makes it that makes it a leeway for youngsters to involve in the crime because there have not been prior punishment to those who have committed such heavy cyber crimes in the past in the UK. So that's a motivation for some youngsters to involve in cyber crime. So another motivation for cyber crime is more emotional motivated attacks. Most destructive cyber criminals act out of emotion, rage, revenge, or despair. So Zuma reported that the categories of individuals behind these motivated attacks may include ex-spouses, disgruntled or fired employees, dissatisfied customers, and foiling neighbors. According to Zuma, emotional motivated cyber criminals can be identified in forums, comment sections of social media where they always sound bitter, and in social networking groups where they troll users by baiting them with overly offensive, intentional contrary content. And the last motivation for cybercrime I have today is a prestige and curiosity. Some attackers carry out an intrusion into a system because of the fame they anticipate to derive from the activity. Some attacks are equally born out of curiosity of the attacker. Okarinen described these kinds of attacks as script kiddies. Script kiddies are usually individuals, especially youngsters, with little hacking knowledge, making attempts to penetrate the computer system or run a malicious code. So according to Okarinen, script kiddies do this as a way to test their skills, to experiment, to have fun, or to show off. For instance, a 15-year-old script kiddie was arrested in Talk hacking investigation in UK in 2015. So to conclude, motivation of cyber crimes do vary. While some hack because of financial considerations, other hack for other reasons such as competition, politics, activism, peer recognition, and ego and sense of impunity. Emotion, prestige, and curiosity are some of the other reasons why people commit cyber crimes. So it's therefore important for both individuals and organizations to be mindful of these motivating factors for cyber criminals when building their security infrastructures and IT policy guidelines for their systems. To narrow the current gap in cyber breaches and cyber security, IT professionals must have to understand the various motivating factors for cybercrime. Thank you. I would like to see your observations, your remarks, your comments on the forum section of our course. Thank you for listening.